everyone, my name is Kelly. So today is Christmas Day and I just want to say Merry Christmas to all of you who have subscribed to my channel, who have supported my vision and my charity. I'm forever grateful because I cannot do this alone. So I just want to say Merry Christmas and God bless you all. Today is my first Q&A video, so it's a question and answer video. So today I will answer some of the questions that you guys have left comment on my videos, and if I don't get to all of the questions, please forgive me. For the past half a year, it's been crazy busy for me. I've been working 2 jobs and doing extra stuff on the side to make extra money to help a shelter that is have AIDS patients, have girls who have been raped, who have been sex victims, and the elderly who's going through cancer that have no care for. So this Francis shelter that I visited last year on Valentine's Day have honestly captured my heart, and this whole year I've been trying to make extra money to help them. So I've been crazy busy, but I promise in the new year I will try to make time to do more videos for you guys and tutorials. So that's my New Year resolution. Now I'm going to answer a few questions that you guys have left me. So one question was, can you do a video on damage protection, the myths and the things? I know you do styling, but your hair is amazing and you know a lot about it. Please share tips on healthy hair. First of all, my hair is not healthy. It's not anywhere near healthy. If those of you who watch my videos and see my tutorials, before I style my hair, you see how fried and how dry my hair looks. So here's the thing. When the hair is a dark color, meaning anything like brown, black, you know, the hair most likely looks shiny because of the color. When you go into the blondes, like from level 6 to level 10, like any honey blonde, ash blonde, golden blonde, any type of blonde, the hair will look dry and it looks like hay if you don't style it or you don't cut it often. Reason being, it is because of the color. Once it's washed and the cuticle is raised, it looks very frizzy. So therefore, it doesn't look shiny at all. And because of that, that's why it looks so dry. But a lot of time, it's technically not dry. It's just the color that makes it look dry. So darker hair, you would have less of that problem because dark color absorbs the light and the light color reflects the light. So therefore, any light color blondes, if the hair is not styled, it looks so dry. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that you need a trim. A lot of us, we love our long hair. We want to keep growing it. But think of it this way. When your hair is damaged or splitting at the bottom, right? You see the root of the hair grow, which that's why you have your regrowth. But you don't see the length grow because let's say if a strand of hair here I have is a split end, knot, and it's dry, and I don't cut it off, what it does is that it split off the hair shaft. So meaning here's the hair shaft, it splits in half, so it doesn't stay at the bottom. Okay, it travels up the hair shaft and eventually it creates a knot and then it tangles other hair and then it causes other hair to have split ends and it breaks and snap. So that's why you see your hair grow but you don't see the length grow. It is because the ends of the hair are not strong enough to hold that weight of strand of hair. Now, to you, a strand of hair is weightless, but to a root or to a strand of hair itself, it does have a bit of a weight. So therefore, when the ends are snapping or basically shedding, like ripping apart, it cannot grow. So therefore, you need to get it trimmed. Now, depending on which hairstylist you go to, a trim can be this much or a trim can be that much. So to me, a trim is about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch. You're literally trimming the tips of the hair. So by you doing that, the hair will grow. But if you trim this much, this is actually considered as a cut. If you trim the hair this much, the hair will not grow because if the hair grow an inch, for example, so let's say my root grow an inch, but then the hairstylist cut 3 inches, and then the next few months I come back, I grow another inch or so, and the hairstylist still cut that much off, then basically I'm back to square one. I'm not really growing my hair. It's actually, they're just maintaining the length of my hair. Does that make sense? So if you grow an inch and they cut a quarter, that is you growing. So therefore, when it comes to a hairstylist, you need to find someone who understands what you want and someone who are not scissor happy. No offense to any stylists who are watching my video, please. This is just, I'm putting myself in a client's shoes. Whenever a client comes to me at the salon and they say they want this and this, yes, I do put my expertise into the end result, but I do put myself in the client's shoes to know what they're looking for. And if I'm giving them something that I think look nice on them, but they don't like it, then basically I failed. So again, to each his own. So therefore, if you're growing your hair, you need to cut it often. It sounds contradicting, but it's not. Go back to my theory. If you grow an inch, you cut a quarter or 1/8, you're still winning. So those of you who love your long hair, you want to grow it down to your waist, you need to get it trimmed often. Whether you do it at a salon or you do it at home, DIY, at least you're maintaining the healthiness of your hair. Imagine if you don't brush your teeth or shower for a couple of days. You feel unclean, right? You feel dirty, you feel not comfortable. But here is your hair that's going through 4-6 weeks of not being trimmed, being cleaned, being, maintained. So if you put that in perspective, then you know why you need a hair trim often, but only cut what is needed, if that makes sense to you. So so healthy tips on hair. Again, there are scenarios that a person's hair does not grow, and I experienced that. So let's say my hair, when I was a teenager, it'll grow down to my waist, but as I get older, honestly, it just stopped at a certain length. So I understand that. I do understand how frustrating that in certain cases when you're trying to grow out your hair and your hair is just not growing the length. Like it's growing the roots, because you always have to come and get your color done if you have gray hair or whatnot, but your length is not growing. And there are those type of hair, and you know what? At that point, all I can say, it is the way it is. At that point, it's more of just trying to maintain the healthiness of it, trying to maintain the fullness of it and get a nice cut. If not, that's why there are other alternatives like hair extensions to fill in that gap that you don't have. Other than that, for those specific, clients who hair just doesn't grow, honestly, what can I say? You can try supplements, you can try, medication or pills, whatever. They do help if you get the right one, but that's why in some cases, you have to resort to other methods. And in my case, my hair does not grow the length, nor does it grow the volume. It's just the way it is because of my age. Therefore, I've been wearing hair extensions for the last 15 years. If the extension is done properly and done right, it's not harmful to the hair. I swear by it because I've been wearing these for 15 years. I change my extensions every 6 months. So I'm not going to lie, extensions is not cheap. It is a maintenance, but what is your priority, right? So to me, I rather spend money on nice hair than to buy like a $400 pair of jeans or buy like a $2,000 bag, which it does not fulfill me as much. So everyone has their own preference, their own priority. So you pick your battles and you pick what is makes you happy. So a recap: tips for healthy hair. Regular trims, whether you do it yourself or you go to a hair salon, doesn't matter, but a proper trim, taking the tips, the split ends off the end of the hair, definitely maintains it. And you will see after you trim the hair, if your hair looks frizzy and fried and it looks like it's like hay, once the hairstylist clean up the ends of the hair, you will see the hair shine again. Because when it's splitting, it looks frizzy, but once you cut it blunt and healthy, you will see that the shine of the hair is completely different. So even clients come to see me and I surface cut their split ends, I cut their hair, and after I cut it, I can see the shine on the ends of their hair again. So proper trims, regular trim does help with healthy hair. Definitely you can do color. Demi colors or non-permanent hair color does add shine to the hair, so you can use that every 4 to 6 weeks to help condition your hair, so that really works. There are like serums that they sell, like Go Well makes really nice serums, or you can find other brands that the salon carries that have serum. Serum is more concentrated than a conditioner, so it helps to repair the hair instantly, and also you see the result right away. So you can do treatments or masks, and and just drinking a lot of water, eating healthy does contribute as well. Other than that, styling. Whatever you do, natural hair does not look like styled hair. So for example, right now, this is my hair that has been styled. Although I did not put any product in my hair, but I did use heat. I did use the curling wand. So when hair has heat, it smooths the hair and it seals the cuticle. So therefore the hair looks nice and smooth. That's why when you flat iron your hair or when you curl your hair, you see it's nice and shiny because the cuticle are sealed or closed with the heat. So therefore styling does help. If you compare a styled hair to a wash and go hair, you can't compare. And I know we compare because we see someone's picture on Facebook or Instagram, the hair looks so shiny and healthy, and we look at our hair and we feel, why is it so limp and flat? You know what? Because they took the time to style it. So depending on your hairstylist and depending on the cut that they give you, they will help to minimize the time that you have to spend to style your hair. But you need to put in at least few minutes, in your day to style your hair. And I did a lot of videos showing you about my hot rollers. The hot rollers help to smooth the hair, the cuticles. So therefore, a lot of time when your hair is frizzy, it's mostly frizzy on the ends, right? Because it just stick all over the place or it looks straggly. So therefore, if you have no time to style the whole hair, at least just style the ends, whether put it in rollers or flat iron it or round brush it or curl it somehow on the ends, just to make it look more smoother and it will look nice. So heat does help with making the hair look smooth. It doesn't mean that it makes the hair healthy, but it's like a temporary relief, if you have to go to work and need to have decent hair. Healthy hair, what to you is healthy? Do you want it to be healthy naturally, or do you want it to look healthy in like a shiny way? So if you want it to look like how I have with my hair in this video, this is me styling it with a curling wand, meaning I use heat to make it look nice and smooth. If I did not do anything to it, I come out of the shower and wash and go, it really looked like my kids' hair. Like Theo, you saw my boy, my dog, Theodore. See how frizzy and fluffy and curly his hair is? That's how my hair looked. It looked like a fluff ball. So when I style it, it looks nice and smooth. So thank you for your question. That you feel that my hair is healthy, but my hair is anything but healthy. But it's medium, right? Nowadays, you're not gonna get Pantene Pro V commercial model hair. It doesn't happen. Even the model had her hair styled before she went on the commercial. Because if she were to wash and go and use that shampoo, I guarantee you her hair does not look like that. So a lot of time when people have nice hair or their hair looks nice or smooth, just remember that they took the time, whether it's a lot of time or less time, they did put some effort into making it look that way. My moms always say, if you're hungry, you gotta go into the kitchen, right? or you can go out and to the restaurant and eat out. So either way, you have to make an effort. Either you make your own food, which is cheaper, or you go to the restaurant and pay the bucks for it. So to get nice hair, either you style it at home or you go to the hairstylist. So I hope that that answers it. Most of my answer is very straightforward, blunt. I'm not gonna lie to you because there's no reason to, and I want you to understand that no matter what a hairstylist can do to your hair, I know, just keep in mind that before you go to a hairstylist, a new hairstylist, make sure you have a consultation with them, and it's for their benefit as well as yours, so that both of you can understand each other and you both know what each other wants. The hairstylists know what you want so that they can deliver what you're looking for, and you in return will be happy with your service, because hair is a big thing, and the least thing that you want is to have hair that you don't like or you're unhappy with, right? So I find that before getting your hair done, find a good hairstylist, have a consultation, talk to them. And you know, maybe the first time it may not be 100% the way you want it, but even if it's 70 or 80%, it's still a pass, because hairstylist and a client is like a relationship. When you meet your boyfriend, you know, there's trial and error, you know, and if you somehow have a chemistry together and kind of like each other, then you try to work on that relationship, right? So I'm pretty sure I have clients that were not completely happy with my service at the beginning, but you know, we both, or they are willing to continue to try with me to reach their goal, and now they become my friends and they have been with me for 10, 15 years, you know, so it is a relationship. And if you don't find a hairstylist that, you know, does what you want, don't feel bad. There's many out there, right? So, and again, for a hairstylist, if you're a hairstylist that's starting out and there's a client that you didn't make happy or for whatever reason, don't take it offense, because don't take anything personal. Like in my industry as a hairstylist or as a beauty advisor or whatnot, you know, I don't take things personally. If it doesn't work out, we tried our best, and you know what? It was a beautiful experience. And then you learn from that. So if you're a hairstylist hunting, again, have a thorough consultation. And, you know, as the more clear you are with them, the more they will try their best to achieve what you are looking for. So I hope that that answer, I know that was a long answer, but you know me, I tend to be very detailed. So there's another question. How do you maintain frizzy hair in humid weather? Well, depending on the texture of your hair, and I know some certain hair are very curly. Obviously, I think mostly curly hair are the ones who have problem with frizzy. So therefore, or sometimes straight, but usually straight hair, the follicle lies straight, like the shaft lies flat, so therefore it doesn't really get frizzy. Curly hair, because it spins around like this, right? The hair shaft has to lift every time it curves, so the hair cuticle are lifted like this, so therefore that's why it looks frizzy. So that is the difference between straight hair and curly hair. Now, if you're having like a very humid day and your hair is frizzy, my suggestion would be product. Product will be your best friend. Aveda, they make really good products, and I'm not saying that because I work for a salon that has Aveda product, but they're 97% plant-based, and for those of you who into natural, so that's a bonus. But Aveda have really good humid ingredients that help tame frizziness and tame unruly hair. So in terms of weather, you need to use certain chemicals or ingredients to combat that. You can definitely you know, try to straight iron it and whatnot. But even if you straight iron it, you need to put product on it. And that's the one thing that I would use product on, is on hair that are frizzy, because they need that extra help from the product to seal the cuticle of the hair so that it doesn't frizz again after you style it, right? So for frizzy hair, I would suggest you to use product. There are ways for you to style your hair when it's humid, whether you put it in braids or updo, or you can put it into a bun. So those are the type of things that you can do to make the hair look decent on a humid day. But other than that, you know what? There are things that we can't fight, and as much as you can try, it helps definitely. If you style the hair, straighten the hair, and use product, it will help. But if it's really humid and really hot, the hair shaft would, you know, open up and it will frizz again. So some of the product, if you want me to do a product letting you know what works with the Aveda, I can definitely do one. So if you do want me to do a product video, please leave me a comment below, and I'll try my best to do a video on that for you. So the next question is, this is from Brenda. I would like to see how to add volume at the top without losing too much length. Okay, so this is more of a hair cutting video. How to add volume. So there's many ways to add volume. Definitely you need some sort of layers in your hair when you want to create volume, because when it's a blunt, heavy line at the bottom of a haircut, it draws all the attention and weight to the bottom. So therefore you need some sort of layers to soften the illusion of that blunt, harsh line, so that it kind of bounce up the hair so it looks more volume. Also, layers doesn't mean you have to have short layers like this. No, you can have long layers, but rather than cutting the hair blunt, meaning when you cut your layers, rather than cutting a blunt line, which also create weight, you can deep point cut the ends of the hair. And in some of my videos, hair cutting videos, I did show you what I meant by that, so you can refer to those videos. But whenever you cut a blunt line, whether the hair is layered or not layered, it still looks heavy, and it feels heavy to the root of the hair. But when you point cut, and the deeper you go into the point cutting, the more bouncy or lift the root will get, which helps to add more fullness to the top, right? So again, I will try to do a video on that in the new year, so you have more of an idea of what I mean. It would be really helpful if you can share some tips on damage protection from styling as well as coloring. There are tons of videos regarding this subject, but I want to have your point of view. Love from Nepal. So hi to my friends from Nepal. Thank you for watching my channel. I will do this video because it's a long video. But just a recap, I do use the Free Shape from KMS spray. I did use that in some of my videos. That's a great protection. I find that I don't like any cream or heavy things on my hair when I'm styling. Certain hair type does work, and don't get me wrong, to each his own. But personally, I find that anything that is more liquid, like spray or, you know, liquid, works more well on me than a cream. Just because I don't like the weight of it. And even if the cream does help to protect the hair, but if it protects my hair and it's not giving me a style or it's weighing down my style, I rather pick having my hair hold the style because I took time to style it, than to have it protect my hair and it's too heavy and it goes flat. So therefore, I use the KMS Free Shape spray that helps to protect my hair from the heat. You know, I usually don't use a lot of product in my hair while I'm styling, but I do use a lot of serums and masks. So when I'm not styling my hair, or when I am, you know, in the shower, I do masks and I do serums, leave-in serums that are also liquid, that help to protect my hair as well. if that makes any sense. So, you know, when you're in the shower, you're using like a deep mask or a treatment, at least it's rinsed off, and then I come out, dry my hair and style it. At least it's not in my hair at that time. Whereas if you were to come out the shower and then put a cream styling product on, it's actually staying in your hair while you're styling, which in my case, it weighs my hair down. So most of my protection is me doing masks and treatments in the shower, or just, you know, half an hour once or twice a week, as opposed to using heavy product to protect my hair before I style my hair. I hope that makes sense. If I'm unclear on any of these answers, you can feel free to leave me a comment below and I'll try to collaborate more on them. Okay. I have someone comment that child sex slavery does not exist and stop watching TV is dangerous for me. To answer your question, it's not a myth. It truly does happen. I've been on mission trips. I've went back to third world countries like Vietnam, and I have visited children, and I'm talking about 47-month-old children that have been rescued from brothels, serving like 63 clients throughout her lifetime at that age. And I have personally met these girls that are victimized of human trafficking and child sex slavery. So I can guarantee you that this is not a myth. It's not like TV. It's not unreal, but actually it is real. And it happens all over the world, not just Vietnam. It's in Cambodia, in India, in Africa, in America, in Canada. It happens everywhere. So, you know, for me to be so passionate and so strongly about this cause, that I've been fighting this cause for the past, I would say, 8 years, okay? The reason for me to go on social media, the reason for me to have my channel, to consistently work hard to be a voice against human trafficking and child sex slavery, is because I have encountered and I have met victims that have had this happen to them. And what breaks my heart was that one time when I met a child that has been rescued by an organization called One Body Village. I was on a mission trip, and unfortunately on my mission trip I failed my test. I was going to go help or see children, but the organizer told me that before I could see the children, I have to be able to stand or be able to handle the adult first, because children is gonna kill me or break my heart 10 times more. So, you know, I did what they asked, and I went on an undercover. And you know what? Even seeing girls, women, and I could not handle it. I broke down, and I nearly got us into huge trouble if we were to get caught. So if I were to went into a place that had children, I don't think I could handle it. I would be a wreck. I would probably get myself killed before I could help any child. So after that undercover trip, I could not continue to do that anymore. So I decided the best way I could do is basically be a voice, be an advocate, raise awareness. And, you know, I try to help prevent children from being sold by helping them have a stable life, helping them to school, helping them having a decent home, helping them have a life, a childhood life, so that they don't have to be sold into child sex slavery. So to answer your question, this is the fact. It is true. It does happen. And you know what? Sex abuse against children, sex abuse towards children, you know, could be happening to someone that you know. And a lot of time it has happened to women that you know, or even yourself. Statistics have proven that out of 5 women or female, 4 of them have been sexually abused, have been, sexually harassed somehow, some way once in their life. So if you want to know more about this, feel free to search the internet, look up organization that you know within your connection that you could join on mission trips to see this, because I'm telling you from facts that I have seen, this is not TV. It is not a lie. It is the truth. And children as young as 47-month-old are being treated and exploited and are being sold into child sex slavery, serving more than 20 clients a day, doing the most disgusting things. So again, some of us care deeply and we want to help, therefore we look and read in more to it. And I understand this is not something that everyone can handle, because it is a heavy, very heavy and disturbing issue. So again, I'll leave it up to each and every one of you, but all I can be is a voice for these children that I have met, or children that are in these situations. So I ask you, please don't be a blind eye, because if it was your child that this is happening to, what would you do? So that's to answer that question. The next question is extensions bad for you? My honest answer is no. Nothing is bad for you. It's the person who does it. I even tell my clients that, I'm holding a scissor onto near you when I'm cutting your hair. So the scissor itself does not harm you, or it cannot harm you. It's the person who holds the scissor that can harm you or not. If they're experienced, they know what they're doing, they cut your hair beautifully. But if they don't know what they're doing, yes, they can poke you or they can hurt you, right? Same thing goes for extensions. Extension is a beautiful thing. Honestly, whoever thought of extensions was a genius. You know how heartbreaking and how painful it is for a woman or a man to have less hair. Like, you really don't appreciate hair when you have it, but once you start thinning, when you start balding or receding, and you have hair that is just falling off like cotton candy, it is a mental shock. And that extensions in any way, whether it's fusion, clip-ons, wigs, anything that's extra hair, is like a confident booster. And I find that if you use extensions properly and it's installed properly, you're being taught how to take care of it, how to maintain it. It is the best thing that anyone has ever invented in the hair industry. So before you get hair extensions, and I'm gonna tell you, not gonna lie, it's not cheap. You're looking into like hundreds and thousands of dollars, and the reason why it costs so much is because hair is so expensive. These are real hair. These are hair that has been real, has been manufactured, have been cleaned, have been sanitized so that you can use it. So going through all those process, hair does cost a lot. And on top of that, the more blonder the hair, it's more expensive. Like if you get like black hair or dark brown hair, it's basically easier because it's more common color. But if you're gonna get color like mine, which naturally someone does not have, the manufacturer have to, get the hair, sanitize it, color it before they can sell it to you. That is a huge process that they have to go through. So if you envision that you come to a hairstylist, you do your color and your highlights, it's roughly about $200-300 or more, then you can add that on top when you're buying hair extensions. So I have to say, hair extension is not a cheap service. It is affordable, definitely affordable. It's just depending on your priority, which you would rather spend your money on. But if you're going through depression with your hair and you're not happy with your hair and your hair is not growing, your hair just splits off, and it's find a good hairstylist and get hair extensions. I'm not saying that because I am a hairstylist, and take my advice and you could go to anybody. You can, if you could find hair and do it yourself, why not? But you know, what I'm saying is that hair extension is an amazing accessories that someone had invented for the hair industry. And you know, as long as it's done properly, it is the best thing in the world. The only thing that I find that is bad about it, number one, is expensive, but it is affordable. So if you spend more money on your hair, it means you spend less money on buying a LV bag. So second thing is it's addictive. So once you have it, you know what, you can't live without it. So that are the two things that I would say that's bad about hair extensions. Other than that, if even the fusion, right? I have fusion for like 15 years, and you know what? Even if it's shed, your hair naturally shred. So therefore, when it's shed, it just sits in the bond that is in the extensions. It's not like it's ripping your hair anymore, right? Obviously, how you maintain your hair throughout the visit with the hairstylist does contribute to whether you're damaging it or not. You have to take care of your hair. You have to be gentle with your hair. You can't pull it. You can't rip it. You can't, you know, be aggressive to it. And you shouldn't do that anyway, even to your own hair, right? So if you take care of it like that, it should have no problem at all. So again, talk to your hairstylist, talk to your extension specialist, and hear them. See if it makes sense to you. And if you feel that, you know, you like them and you trust them, you know, you should try it, because that's an alternative for hair when you're not happy with it. Whether you're growing out your hair, it's a great way to grow out your hair, because when your hair is not nice or you're not happy with it, you feel like it takes forever to grow. But if you add extensions, you know, it helps mentally the time go by faster, which eventually your hair does grow out with the extensions, and you know, next thing you know it, you have long hair, or you're able to grow out your hair again with the extensions. So that wraps up my Q&A video today. So this is my first Q&A video. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you get some benefit out of my answers. And again, if I continue to take classes, I continue to read up on my profession, I continue to learn more. So I will do updated videos if I have any new updates on these questions that you have asked me, and I'll try to do an update video when there are update information. But as of now, I'm answering from the best of my ability and from my experience, and I will share with you guys, and I hope that this video was helpful to you somehow. If you do like me to do videos like this, answering Q&A questions, feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know, and I'll try to do more Q&A video for you. So once again, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you for all of your support. It's a Merry Christmas to everyone, and I wish you all the best in the new year, and Happy New Year as well. And thank you for subscribing to my channel and supporting my cause and my charity, something that I'm so passionate about. So I believe together we can stop human trafficking and child sex slavery and exploitation. So once again, thank you so much. I love you all, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone. Mwah.